Many things have, a duckling. Are you kidding me? It just ran into the garage. Where are your parents? Lost little ducky. The choice is clear. I think we have to try to save this duck.
What?
What are we gonna do?
Oh my god. Where did you find it?
It ran into the garage.
It ran into the garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an abandoned duckling. We need to take care of it.
Okay.
What's up, Wilson? Liking your new spot out here, I see. Becoming more and more like a sheep every day. Look at you. Just a little guy. Living his best sheep life. So before the comment section goes crazy, I don't know why I have these on. I mean, you know, when you're drilling and stuff, it's a good idea to wear eye protection, but. So Wilson's a young ram. This is our orchard. I don't want to be in here mowing this all the time. Like ideally we'd be able to have Wilson and any future ruminants, grazing animals, to come through here and be able to eat the grass, but in order to do that we have to protect the trees. That's gonna happen, but that's a future episode. So right now he's nice and young and he can't really cause any damage to these trees, and he's just nibbling away at the grass in here, so that's good. So this is the chicken coop. We have cleared most of it out, and this is the gate, okay? So let me give you a run. I have too many things in my hand. Let me give you a rundown. This was all wired up. I don't know, maybe they were using it just, I don't know how they were getting in and out of the chicken coop, because I guess they just didn't actually use any hinges on this gate. But that's a pain in the ass. Every time you walk out here, you gotta lift this, you know, chicken wired gate. I don't like it. So I'm gonna put some hinges on here. We need to find out the best way to do that. And I might have to use the hammer and chisel. Anyways, let me take a look. For this job, I will be using gloves, eye protection, a drill, screwdriver, a chisel, a hammer, a level, and some screws. Let's see. What I'm thinking about doing is taking this hinge, and essentially you need to have them go flat side to flat sides. I think first off though, we're gonna have to clear this area of chicken wire so that the gate can open and close easily. Should be fairly straightforward. The only problem I'm seeing, so I can very easily connect that onto there, but the bottom one, there's this piece of timber here, which obviously you're gonna have a gap there. There's two ways I could do this. I could find another little piece of wood, cut it, put it flush on there, and then use that as the way to secure the hinge. But I don't know. I want the door to be directly drilled in, not drilling into an additional piece of timber that's drilled onto the door. So I think we're gonna have to use the chisel. Okay, good, that's better. Boom, that looks good. And we'll take this and we'll draw. Okay, cool, that looks good. So it's nice and flat, and that gives us the flat surface to attach the base plate of the hinge to. So we got some little guiding holes there. And just to make it all a little easier, we're going to just drill. These are called pilot holes. It's looking pretty good. Let's go do the bottom one. Now this is where the level comes in. The only problem being when neither of your mounting poles are level, but we'll still try. And I'm sure a viewer out there will tell me how I'm doing this incorrectly. But I appreciate it because I learn from that. And life is all about learning. I've got a little piece of wood down there acting as a wedge to kind of keep it up so I can get those mounts on and have it somewhat in that position of how the gate will actually swing. Thank you.
There you go, darling. Anything for you to work on this chicken coop? I'm happy that it's sunny and not as rainy as the forecast said.
Yeah, what was that all about?
What's new? The forecast is never
Never accurate.
never accurate in New Zealand. It's like a week of rain every single week, and then it ends up being not so bad.
No.
Sometimes it's bad, but it always just says that it's gonna rain for 2 weeks at a time, and then it ends up letting up, especially at least this time of year.
What are your thoughts about this gate?
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you with all the gates.
I'll say this, when I lived in Los Angeles, I was not a handy person, but living down here, Kiwis are very industrious people, and maybe I'm harnessing that like heritage of DIY, but more importantly, I think I'm just learning like if I don't do it, then it's not gonna get done, or I have to pay somebody to come out here and they charge like a travel cost and all sorts of stuff, so it's better to just learn how to do it.
Well, I'll say this.
Yeah?
It's really beautiful to be in my position, to get to witness the evolution. Because I remember when you bought that tool belt after we decided that we were going to move to New Zealand and buy a home.
You mean this tool belt?
He bought that tool belt. He put it on in our urban home.
And you laughed at me.
I didn't laugh at you.
I think you did.
No, I took a picture of you. I still have it. And I was like, you're cute in that, I remember. And of course I laughed at him a little bit because when we were renting, it was hard to get him to want to even put a picture frame up, which I understand because, you know, he would say like, I don't want to put money into a place that's a rental. But I have to somewhat disagree because I think people who are even renting should make their home feel like home. You don't have to own a home to make it feel like home. I've said all of this because it's been really nice to see your evolution going from buying that tool belt. Now you're using it, you're DIYing and you're fixing things, and it's nice to see.
And now we have a gate for the chicken coop.
Yeah, I got so excited yesterday about the white gate because it makes such a difference when you walk into the pond, because that gate, since we moved in, had just been sitting on the ground, flopped on its side, just getting moss and rotten. And it's a really beautiful gate.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about this place. There's a lot of great bones. There's a lot of really great things in place.
Yeah, there's like a foundation built.
Yeah.
And I think that building the foundation is one of the most difficult things, right, with a property. So it's nice to be able to like have structures to come in and fix versus building everything from scratch.
I think we got really lucky with this place. I saw a comment on one of my videos today that said, you guys went through a lot to find this house. We went through 8 months of searching.
And like 2 years in the process of moving too.
Yeah, and if you're new and you didn't watch that journey, we were rejected several times on different properties that we felt like we're the one. But
we found this place on the 3rd offer.
And we could not be more happy that it all ended up the way that it did. This place has everything. It has all of the bones that we can bring back to life. A lot of these other places we looked at, we would have to start from scratch in some way or another. and here it's like so nice to have a head start.
Totally. There's a lot of like stuff getting in the way, but it works. It's catching on overgrown weeds,
which we can get in there and
get rid of, you know, boom. That works. That makes me feel good. Good morning, friends. It's a beautiful day. We had such a nice sunrise this morning. It's Saturday. I'm about to publish this week's video, so if you're watching this, last week's video. And we had a really great day yesterday. Super fun, helping our friends over at Little Farms out with a really special video, which I'm excited to share later down the road once it's all live. And then today, what are we doing?
Well, first off, I'm thinking if I should leave Wilson in the orchard all day by himself, and I think I'm going to, because he's becoming a big boy now, and even if it rains, he has a little spot under the tree. So I'm excited. We're gonna go have some breakfast at our favorite little breakfast spot, and then we're going to go into Miner 10 as usual to grab some crucial items that we need. And then I'm actually gonna stop into a pottery place. Everyone's been recommending for me to go. I love pottery, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right. Melzer? I'm excited. Very, very, very excited for that. Saturday, yay!
Yep. One day it'd be cool to like get a little pottery set up here. That would be awesome.
So cool.
Because, you know, it's just like a tactile craft where you're making something with your hands that's then also not only beautiful but functional. And I love that when form, creativity, and function come together. But we have a lot to do. It's going to be fun. We're doing a little bit of play and then a little bit of work. We'll come back here and try to get the last little things that we need to finish off the job with the chicken coop. And the final touches to fix up some of these fences. And yeah, let's go. Very serendipitous that today is the day that I decide to go out and get the locks for these gates, because when we got home, that gate was open and our little lamb, which we left in that paddock, was actually up at the house, sitting at the front door, waiting for milk. Today was the day that we decided to install new locks. These are just going to help keep the gates closed, and these gates are actually quite cool because they're designed to open all the way up, and then they can come together here. This one can open all the way up as well. You can take grazers, probably sheep, maybe an alpaca, potentially a donkey or a pony in the future, who knows. And you can move them from one paddock over to the next. Geez, that has not been opened in a long time. But I guess Wilson had figured out that he could just kind of push this open and then squeeze out of that gap. But now that we have set up this new system is not going to be able to do that. I'm coming over here to the next one. Let me get our handy drill. Close this guy up. We're going to drill 2 holes there. We're going to put in one of those, and then it'll be able to clip right in there. Didn't bring my tripod, and now my camera's precariously balancing on the fence that I'm about to hammer, so stay there. This is not gonna work. Boom. Done.
Oh, new and improved. Yes.
Yeah, you like that?
Yes, I like that.
Good.
I like it very much.
Good.
The lamb cannot escape anymore. Also, it's just nice, like, to just see new brackets and stuff on this house.
Mm-hmm.
It deserves the love, honestly. And we're happy to give it.
Yep. Sorry, buddy. Your freedom is curtailed. But you'll be safe in there.
Hello.
So, paint job done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Feeling good about it?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good about it. We are essentially putting a band-aid on this kitchen right now because we're not renovating it probably won't be renovated for another 6 months or so. And we have to live in it for the next 6 months. So we're just kind of making it feel more us, refreshing it.
Carrie took initiative and dove into the kitchen. So essentially when we first got our paints and we were testing all the paint colors, we just kind of put them all over the house, including like the wall over there. Not really thinking about where we were doing the testing. So the end result is that the whole house ended up looking like a construction zone. The kitchen was definitely one of those places. We had test pots over there. We had spackled some of the wall over here, and it was just not serving the purpose that it needed to do. When you come into the kitchen, you want to feel calm and relaxed because this is the place you make food, and food is, you know, the thing that brings everyone together.
And this is the first place that you walk into when you come home. And,
Yeah.
or if you're a guest and you're visiting, you walk into the kitchen. So this really is the heart of our home because they have this house positioned to where the front door is directly into the kitchen. So we're really excited to eventually renovate it and keep that kind of farmhouse style charm. But I actually think that this space has so much charm. It just needs our love. And so just little things that we're doing here and there that, you know, we can reuse. For instance, you know, some of the art pieces that we're putting on the walls and the hooks and stuff like that can be easily reused in the kitchen or elsewhere in the house. So we're not really spending money on it that we'll lose, but we're just kind of giving it a little bit of a refresh.
We painted all of the middle section. This was that top color gray, and we did 2 coats of primer and 1 coat of paint because when we actually get around to renovating the kitchen, chances are they're probably gonna pull these walls out, which would be good because it's an old, light, soft surface, and we could put in like some new jib board and insulate in there and it would be better. So we're not gonna put too much time or effort into painting, but it's done now and it looks a lot better.
We're gonna put a shelf up here right now just to make ease of cooking so that we can put a couple things up there that we'll use, and we're just doing little touches.
So I got the tools out and I have successfully mounted this hanger, which we're using for our aprons and the little mitts there, as well as this little knitted, or what is it, needle pointed piece of art from 1990 that Carrie found at a thrift shop, which perfectly encapsulates our life right now. Country love. I've said before that mathematics was my least favorite class in school, and I'll say it again, mathematics, least favorite class in school. But I did a little bit of mathematics here. We measured out the space that we had, measured the 2 items that were going in. These all level, using a level.
Now we can grab our aprons with ease, and before we were putting them on one little nail that was like just sticking from the previous owner.
Yeah. This is gonna get renovated.
Oh yeah.
It is going to get out of this house. Not until we renovate the rest of the kitchen, because the idea is that we're gonna just rip out this whole thing and we will have this sit in, and then we're probably...
We also have this side, so this will all get ripped out and we'll get pulled out a bit more so that we can have more counter space.
These drawers are kind of like, I don't know what they were used for, maybe trash, I'm not quite certain. It's not an ideal storage situation. This is great. Loving how, Carrie, you've done a great job putting these together.
Thank you, I'm really loving this. I need to do the 2 other shelves still. We're still working on it. And then I've positioned all of the pottery.
Wow, and the pottery that we just went and got today from a local potter.
This one's not part of it, but I figured
it kind of matches.
Yeah.
We'll just hide that. That one's not, but all these are a set. And it's just beautiful.
Well, I love the open shelves because you can really highlight beautiful pieces like that. And honestly, I really love looking at things like lemons and apples and onion. I think veggies themselves and fruit, they're just so beautiful. So why hide them? And I love how they look in the baskets. This was actually an inspiration from Alex's mom. She recently went to Mexico City and sent us a picture of fruits in baskets being hung on a wall in a cafe. And so when I saw these, I instantly thought that would look really nice in our kitchen.
This kitchen makeover is going to be on your channel, right?
Yeah, I'm doing like a whole makeover from, I show like the before of what it was and the after, and it's essentially just like
night and day.
What you can do with a small space if you're not renovating, because I know a lot of people move into spaces and they don't plan to renovate because maybe they're renting or they don't have money at that time to do the renovations, and they might live in it the way that it's in its current state for years. So my whole thought process behind it was like, okay, well, let's make something maybe to give you guys some inspiration on how to do a little bit of a makeover to make it just feel better.
And the rules are, I feel like this might actually just be a touch big. All right, we got it in. We got it in, it's level, and the moment of truth, the houseplant christening, expensive olive oil container, sit on there without falling. I did it! All right, well, it's Sunday afternoon and feeling pretty good about how this came together. This is gonna be the roof on the chicken coop. So I found some old pieces of fence posts, just measured them up using the little speed square just to kind of make sure that all the angles were good. Cut them like so, added some L brackets, and then using a drill, I just guided some pilot holes in there and put 2 more screws on each side. And then we have a piece of plywood on order that we're gonna pick up at the hardware store in a few days, which will go on top of this. And then we should be able to just throw an aluminum roofing slat on there, a couple of hinges, and reattach it to the chicken coop. And then that will be one step closer to us actually getting chickens. So it was fun to get out in the garage with the tools and with the saw and get that all going. Definitely feeling slightly more capable with the power tools, with the saws and the drills. The information is out there. It's a quick Google search away. But unless you've had hands-on experience doing it, it can be kind of a slightly daunting trial and error exercise. So there were a couple of errors, but we've managed to get this built, which is great. We've managed to get the kitchen painted, hung a couple of floating shelves, which were level and secure, which I'm fairly proud about, because back in the day in LA, I would just like not have time, not let myself make time to do those kind of tasks. I'd just call somebody on an app called TaskRabbit, and they'd come over to the house, and you know, you'd pay them like 25 bucks and they'd install that. It feels good to kind of be taking a bit more ownership of the process of renovations and teaching myself to become more handy and to become more confident in my ability to fix things. It's been a slow, steady journey, but we're getting there. The weather today is a little bit cloudy. We managed to buy some frost protecting, it's essentially like a cloth that you hammer in some stakes, and then you just kind of like nail the cloth in, because I guess when frost happens, the frost settles from above. And so if you have that protective cloth above your garden bed, especially for like tomatoes, courgettes, or zucchini, and you know, things like cucumber, vegetables that aren't very frost resistant, then it could kill those plants. So we don't want that, and it's a quick fix and an easy fix. So we'll go back into the garden and handle that right now. So these are the poles, and using a mallet, we just kind of put these guys in there like so, and try to get them more or less the same height. This cloth out, I'm just going to get it so it's about the length of garden bed. Can't tell you how much I've used this. It's been in my pocket every single day of renovations, and wow, like having a knife on you. Like a bridal veil. Okay. There you have it, the vegetable blanket. It's not the prettiest vegetable blanket in the world. Do I want to cut all the excess? No, I don't. Because what I'm going to do is, once this little frost season passes, I'm going to reuse it. And I might want to drape other things later in the season. So I'm not going to cut it. We're just going to leave it as is. And we'll go from there. Best to just be resourceful out here, and learning that many things have. Oh, a duckling! It just ran into. I'm not even kidding. Are you kidding me? It just ran into the garage. Why? Why? A lost duckling. Get out of town. There it is. So it's just out in the garden, minding my own business, and all of a sudden I see a tiny little duckling running across the driveway right into the garage, and he's back here. Where are your parents? Huh? I'm gonna have to Google. If I touch it, maybe like its mom or whatever is not gonna want it, and then we'll have to raise it. But it's definitely not safe out there, like, alone. There's pukekos and there's hawks and all sorts of things that would eat it. I've just done some research online, and a lone duckling like this is not, it's been abandoned. So, and it can't survive for like more than 2 days without its mother. There's a lot of different reasons why ducklings get abandoned, but I'm not going to go into them here. I think the choice is clear. I think we have to try to save this duck. The question is, how do we like make a little, I don't know, I'm going to go tell Carrie. I'm going to surprise her. Should be great. So we're going to have to get you out of there, buddy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick you up. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, little guy. Okay, so we have a duckling in a box. Carrie is going to trip out right now. Carrie, can you come here?
What?
What are we gonna do?
Oh my god. Where did you find it?
It ran into the garage.
It ran into the garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an abandoned duckling. We need to take care of it.
Okay.
Are you kidding? So, duck time.
He's shaking. What do we do?
We Google like we always do. They need to have water, but it can't be deep enough that they drown. He eats like bugs, like snails and slugs, which is great for the garden. And right into.
We can find his family?
When they're abandoned, if a duckling is by itself, it's been abandoned. So what it says we can do is we can raise it for 6 to 8 weeks and then reintroduce it to like the rest of the ducks.
Okay.
Which we could just put it down in the pond in like 6
and
weeks.
It could be friends with
probably be friends with Frida and Diego, yeah.
Diego.
We'll have to name it. But maybe we'll just leave that up to the internet. So let's save a duckling. Okay. There he is. Oh, he's made a little bit of a mess in there already. So they say we can feed him sliced grape. So
That's eating. He's eating it. He's trying to, at least.
Yeah, I think he's trying to eat it. Yeah, he's eating. Good.
Online it said that it's a favorite
Grape.
of baby ducks. Sliced grapes.
Expensive taste. That's eating. He's eating it.
He is eating it.
Go, little ducky. Yes, eat those grapes, bro. Yes.
Wilson's starving.
Well, we have to take care of a duck now, too. So Wilson's gonna have to wait. Okay, so we've done a bit of research and we found out a few things. Ducklings can eat thinly sliced grapes. We just so happen to have grapes, and we haven't had grapes in our house yet. We bought them 2 days ago. So
Never buy grapes.
never buy grapes either, but we bought grapes. They can also have lettuce as well, and there's some lettuce growing in the garden, as well as slugs, snails, worms. So we're gonna go take a look for those, but we're also gonna go see if we can't find his family. See if maybe he just got, you know, turned around. Duck mother. You literally have the duck in between your boobs?
I'm just trying to keep him warm.
Of course. That's the ideal spot. Lucky duck, you lucky duck. Yeah, there's 2 ducks down at the edge there, but I just don't, you know, it's sad. Like, little lonely abandoned duck. My life is quickly becoming that of Dr. Dolittle, and I'm totally here for it. You know how earlier, like a few videos ago, I was like, guess what? When I lost my glove?
Yeah.
What did you say?
And you were like, guess what I found? And I was like, a duckling?
And now?
What is life? I'm sad though. I want him to be with his family. The snuggle is real. You got me this, so.
That's cute. Let's say put it right here. Because we don't have a heat lamp for him.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. It's Sunday, so everything's closed. We can't like just go and get what we need.
Lamp, yeah.
He's got fresh water, grapes, organic lettuce,
Mm-hmm.
and
a hot water bottle. He's been eating the grapes. And some lettuce too. I think he's just kind of taking a nap right now. Good morning, friends. It's the next day, and our little duck friend has made it through the night, and it's time to feed it. So last night, I went out into our garden. Our freshly planted basil has been getting ravaged by what I suspected were slugs, and my suspicions were confirmed. Last night, I went out into the garden with a flashlight, and I harvested a bunch of slugs off of our basil and out of the garden into here, which is going to be a little snack pack for the duck because ducks love slugs. I love the circle of that, the circular connection of that all. The circle of life. The circle of life. There'll be a Simba moment, but with a little duckling. Anyways, let's check on the duck. I'll be honest, I never really envisioned a future self a few years ago of me happily feeding slugs to a duckling at 6:30 in the morning. But here I am. And I'm very happy about it. He needs a bigger bowl. All right, update. We went to the hardware store, and this is the duck's new setup. Got a nice tall bucket. This is it's not an incandescent heat lamp. It's a 75 watt lamp, but it definitely puts off heat, so that'll be nice. Cleaned him up. He's eating a snail that I got in the garden yesterday. And he's got a nice clean new home. What are we doing now?
well, I've read that they like to have swim time. He also likes to be in my armpit because he likes warmth. They like swim time, so I'm putting him in this little makeshift bath, and I put some flowers because they're all around.
And you know Carrie knows how to run a bath.
I love taking a bath with flowers, so.
Oh! And it's in.
And it's in. He like jumped in. Okay.
Buddy, Are you happy to see me? Yeah. Are you happy? Are you happy? Good boy. So a lot of you have been asking about a Wilson update, and he's doing so much better. His hair's grown back in the areas where it was gone. He's doing his little rams. Oh, yeah. But he's doing really well. He's enjoying being out here. His fur is just so soft. He's just a soft little boy. But he is becoming kind of a ram. He likes to, you know, do that. Yes, he's a good boy. We have Wilson out here in the orchard, and he's doing really well out here. He's been eating grass. We're trying to wean him. Weaning means, you know, weaning him off of the milk replacement and, you know, allowing him to become a regular sheep, eating grass and helping me out so I don't have to mow this. So are you well on your way to becoming a real sheep, Wilson? Huh? Alright friends, well thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel with notifications enabled. And stay tuned for next week's video. This is like the grossest part of our house because things get crazy. I'm cleaning out 70 years worth of junk from our property, and I'm getting into all the uncomfortable and nasty corners of this house. Literally bones.
You're
oh
not
my
okay?
god, it's just like that scene from The Ring.
Are you really not okay?
Stay tuned. Hercules, Hercules!